Hey, what is up guys? Welcome back to another video, and in this video we are going to be continuing on with our C# tutorial series, and in this particular video we are going to be taking a look at the most common methods and properties that you can use to manipulate and retrieve information about strings. Okay, so we're going to take a look specifically at how to get how long the string is. We're going to take a look at determining whether or not the string starts or ends with a specific character or set of characters. We are going to learn how we can get the index of a specific character or set of characters. So in the case of a set of characters, like where that set of characters begins. And then we're also going to learn how we can convert a string to all uppercase and all lowercase letters. Yeah. And then, finally, we're going to learn how we can split strings into an array of strings. So, now let's go ahead and inside of our code, let's go ahead and create a string. And we'll say text is equal to this is a string to work with in the video. Like that. All right. So now that we have our string, let's start off with determining how long the string is. And we can do that by saying int length equals text dot length. And so this specific property of the string class / struct is what we use to determine how long the string is. So let's say, for example, our text or our string rather contains simply the word hello. That would be 5. The length property would be 5 because hello is only 5 characters. If we print out the length property, we can say length. We print out the value stored in the length variable. Go ahead and do your Control F5. And you can see now we get the length of the string. Pretty simple. Now, how do we test to see if the string contains, or rather, not contains, but starts with a specific character? Well, we can do that by saying bool starts with, let's say, this equals text dot starts with And then inside of the parentheses, we can tell it what we want to see if it starts with. And we can say this. Alright. And go ahead and put a semicolon at the end of that. And so we can say then console.writeLine starts with this. And go ahead and run your code. And you can see that it does indeed start with this. Because then again, if we go up here, go all the way back up, the string is, this is da 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 da. So it starts with this. Okay, and now let's go ahead and create another Boolean. This Boolean is going to be called ends with video equals text dot ends with video. Now what this code will do is it will determine whether or not the string of text ends with the word video. In this case, it's going to return false. You might be thinking, but the last word in the sentence is video, and you're correct. But does the string terminate with the word video? No, it terminates with a period. So video is not the end of the string, therefore ends with video will return false. If we do a console.writeLine ends with video. Let's go ahead and save it and run the code. And there it is. It returned false. So that's how we can get the length of a string and determine whether or not it starts and ends with a specific character or set of characters. Let's now talk about the index of method. And this will allow us to determine the index of a specific character or a specific set of characters. So let's say we have an int, and we're going to call it index equals, and then after the equal sign, we're going to say text dot index of and in between the parentheses, we're going to put the string this. Alright, so now what we're doing here is we're testing, or rather we're not even testing, we are getting the index of the start of the word this. Okay. There we go. So now, if we console log the index, or rather console write line the index, we can save this and run it. We can see the index is 0 because this starts at the index of 0 at the very beginning of the string. Pretty simple. Now, okay, what if we want to change the string to all uppercase or all lowercase? Well, we can do that by using the toUpper and toLower methods. So let's say string uppercase equals text dot toUpper, and string lower equals text dot toLower, like that. Okay. Okay. So when we put these out to the console, then uppercase console write line lowercase lower. Now go ahead and run your code. And now you can see the last two console writes are the fully uppercase version of our text, and then the fully lowercase version of our text. Now, the thing to remember about strings is that there's many methods and properties that you can use to manipulate strings, but these methods are primarily meant for like super quick singular manipulations. You can chain them together if you want, but it's probably not a good idea. Later on we'll talk about the string builder class, and that class is more meant for multiple string operations on a single string at the same time, one after another. But you still can do it with these methods in the main, in the just default string struct class, whatever. So just a fair warning there. But now that we've talked about uppercase and lowercasing an entire string, what if we want to go in and split a string into an array of strings? That is relatively simple. This is going to be using the split method of a string. So we'll say string, okay, a string array. We're going to call it ARR. equals text dot split. And this is going to take in a character to split by. And to do that, we of course need the ticks in there, like the singular quotes. Then we'll say a space. Split. There we go. And so now, each individual word will be put into an array. Okay. And so then we can go ahead and do a for each string word in ARR. Console write line word, like that. Go ahead and run your code, and there we go. We now have every word printed out individually. So that pretty much does it, guys, for how we can use properties and the various methods of the string class / struct, whatever you want to call it, right? To manipulate or retrieve information about strings. Thank you all so very much for watching. We'll see you in the next one.